We'll start with week 2, teaching EFL to young learners. If you were not at the meeting, I'm going to give short versions of the things that you need to do. You're going to read and discuss an article from Setting the Stage for Learning. And we're going to talk about that now. Go find the book. And the book is down here farther down, past the forum. And these are last year's videos, so you can get some idea of some examples, things that you can do. But you're looking for upcycling in the classroom reading materials. That's yours. And then you're going to discuss the reading here. And you're going to post a reply, but you need to make a post yourself. So upcycling, and it's setting the stage for learning. That's the main important one I want you to read about. And you're going to read each article, but you're going to pick out one of these that you like. Openness to experience, cognitive flexibility, constructive learning. This Cambridge thing is just an example to show you what some people have done. They called it the Word of the Year in 2019. So, I mean, if you want to read it, that's fine, but it's not something you can really summarize. Now, when I say summarize, I mean select the part of this article, 2 or 3 paragraphs at the most, and to explain what it was that you caught on to that was working for you. If it didn't work for you, don't share it. Hopefully one of these will work for you. And if not, let me know, and we'll try to pick you something else, or you can pick something else. Each one of these is an article. You'll look into it. And he was the theorist who invented constructivism, Dr. Bruner. So the 4 major principles, things like that. So you look through there and see what you're thinking. And then there's cognitive flexibility. And each one of these will open in a new window. That's a variety of things to better understand the benefits of cognitive flexibility. And then here's a summary. You can click on the ones that, like age. You may want to click on that because you're going to require different things at different ages. Age influences an individual's ability and approach to flexible behavior. Cognitive flexibility develops most rapidly when children are in elementary school. Yes, that's when they've got more of their brain cells. We all know that. From preschool up to 7, 8 is powerful time. But that doesn't mean that they can't be flexible as they grow older, especially after age 7. Now they say it does afterwards, but you've been around kids, you know they pick up things and they'll change their minds and do different things, and if they see something that looks more interesting, they'll pick it. Now, there's cognitive flexibility, constructive learning, and then there's openness to experience. I like this one, but it may not be something that trips your trigger, because I like to work. I think that some kids who have special needs, such as learning disabled students, really should be treated as a gifted child. Do what you will with that idea. There is research to back that up. Now, those are the ones that you'll pick. So then, you're going to read the articles, but you're only going to share one reading with the other people in your group. So if somebody has shared a reading, try to pick one that they didn't use. I mean, if you really have to, that's fine. But then you have to reply to a couple of people. And a reply is not, gee, this was great, and that's it. If you want to start that as the startup for your discussion about why you thought the person has a good idea, or, it's kind of like, don't use very, Try to think of ways that you can describe what tripped your trigger, what made you think that what this person wrote was valuable in retrospect to what you were reading about, and then elaborate on that. Discussing the reading. After you've read those upcycling in the classroom things, so discuss what you've learned. There's directions here. This is all real self-explanatory, but do what you will with that. So if you're going to add a discussion, let's look at see what Anita wrote for us. There is a clear difference between upcycling and recycling, and from my personal experience, young learners easily understand it. Recycling stands for converting waste into an object of the same value, plastic bottles being converted into plastic bottles, paper into paper. Well, upcycling stands for the reuse of waste and actually turning it into something new and usable. Oh my gosh, that's a great definition, and it's a great way to explain it. As for upcycling, we often do, especially within topics such as school or home, when we do school and everything related to it, we turn something old into something new. Oh, very excellent point, Anita. For example, you can create a whole lesson around converting a plastic bottle into a pencil case. All you need is a bottle, some glue, and a zipper. And I will give you my Pinterest here in just a little bit, and you can start looking at things, but many of you probably have already been to Pinterest and know about this. All the articles of the book are of great value and applicable within the classroom. All the articles in the book, I'm going to rate this with 100. Thank you, Anita. And then I'm going to reply. And so, yes, I am going to say, I enjoyed reading your ideas in reference to upcycling and the differences between upcycling and recycling. The information that you shared, your ideas, I'm going to say that, your ideas that you shared with us about the way you believe students, or young learners, I should say, young learners, they're all students, understand the basic, and I'm going to type this large, context, contextual nuance. Yes, and kids can understand nuance. They can understand the little bits of differences here and there. Upcycling versus recycling. You gave specific examples, comma, such as making a pencil case, from a plastic bottle. Yes, you're going to do this. Now, I don't know if you have looked in the upcycling and then some of the other readings that I have on how students, how you can make up vocabulary lists, okay? That's really critical because in those you have some examples so you can pick out topics you might consider, which you may have already done, picking out topics that relate to the learning concepts and themes that young learners will need as they proceed. For instance, okay, there aren't many times when animal homes as a subheading of homes can be used to collect a variety of related vocabulary. I can't, I'm hoping to learn more about your projects or examples. Now, this doesn't have to be something that you have to have published or whatever. Just mainly, you can do a screen share, you can do a presentation, and you can do whatever you want that will help you make this appropriate for you. Now, it says post to forum. I'm going to do that. And there you are. And do remember, you do have some time if you want to change something. And then the rest of you, if you want to add something in here, that's great. So Anita is ready to move on. And you do not have to wait till I evaluate you. You can go ahead.